I'm back. Most of you guys know I took a little hiatus because of some obligations that I had to do, and I'm back and well tacked. I had to get my mental together to give you guys some better content. But who I would like to introduce, a good friend of mine, and most of you guys know because I talk about him all the time. So there's no, so there's no guessing. He's an amazing friend and a great husband to his wife, as I've seen, and a great grandparents of mine. I'm gonna let her introduce herself by the name of AKA Swan Dunn.
Swan Don, that's it. That's me, man. Swan Don. Uh, let's see. DeAndre Swanigan is my given name, but I go by my business name. Some people say it sounds like a rapper's name, and it is what it is. Swan Don. Um, saying, check me out at swandon.com if you need some graphics, hit me up on at Swan Don, the IG, Facebook, whatever. But man, we just here to talk, man. Man, Reggie, man, you been gone for a minute.
Yeah. Almost a year to be exactly, and I took a little small hiatus in between, like I said, prior to leaving, man, because I just had to, with your help, I had to get this whole podcasting thing in a better order, man, because it was getting kind of overwhelming, man.
Right.
And most people don't get to see the behind the works. They just see you constantly put out content. Like right now, like prior to you doing all this, man, it wouldn't even look like this right here, which to me looks a lot better versus what I was doing. But I mean, it was the path. It was the path.
Right. That's it, man. But hey, more upgrades to come, bro.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As you see the hustle over handout, we finna drop some more crack with that. No pun intended. Reggae on crack.
All right now. Yo, wait a minute, man. So for people that don't know, man, where you been at, bro?
Oh, most of the people who do know, like I said, I'm currently in the military. I've been in for almost 12 years now, and I was just over in Syria for like 4 or 5 months doing that part of my obligation.
Okay. Man. So how was that, man? How was the experience?
An amazing experience, man. It was something that I am truly thankful for that I got to experience, and it sometimes get kind of overwhelming because I'm like, yo, I actually got to be in Syria. Like I was on the other side of the world. Like it just was a brand new feeling, man.
Right. Man, I didn't really want to ask this question, but what's going on in the world, with the war and stuff, man, over there, with Russia, man. You got any take on that?
I don't really know. Coming from ugly Reggie standpoint, what I'm saying, separate myself from that aspect of being a soldier. I honestly don't know. Um, am I worried? I wouldn't really say I'm worried because I mean, as a soldier, that's what you do. But I don't know how to feel about that situation because war is nasty. I do think the thing that kind of what I don't like is how they're like I don't know how to say it, but on CNN and on Fox News, how they're showing the war and all these pictures of saying these soldiers that are saying doing these amazing things, man. I think it's just war. That's what war is. Like for a better
Right,
lack of term, that's what war is. And like we want to paint one side as bad and the other side as saying this or that, but that's what war is, man. It's unfair that those hospitals and places where women and children are being bombed, but that happens all the time. And now only difference is we're actually getting to see this. Like you're actually getting to see what happens to people.
right.
And I think that's the sad part about war. And I hate this. I think it's kind of good, but it depends on your perspective, man. But I don't know. But that's just I don't know what people expect. But then again, I'm like, well, most people don't understand what war is like, and they think it's just between, what I'm saying, the fighting forces and not nothing in between. But that's what happens, man.
Right. I guess we usually, we just kind of see it in the history books and not while it's happening,
Oh
while
yeah,
history's being made. And I think, yeah, that is the shock. So I see.
yeah.
So,
Like I said,
man,
it's different. It's
yeah,
different seeing the babies crying and the women crying and all. Like it's really different once you get to see it. Because I mean, you kind of know about it, but it's once again like, when you actually see it with your own eyes. And then, like I said, the media is playing to a side of it. Like there's other countries that are going to war, but due to the fact our relationship with Russia and the way it is and how it has certain effects on in the it's an economy in certain aspects, then of course we're gonna play into it somehow.
right. That's what's up, man. Man, I just wanted to kind of touch on that,
Mhm.
but man, I tried to shoot you a couple messages while you was over there, man. And one question I kind of had asked was, about people, getting into like faith, since it's like, hey, tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, you could not be here or something like that. So
Yeah, like I said, so doing the tag, most people don't know that doing a portion of that during that deployment, we didn't get in a situation where we did get engaged and we got hit with some rockets. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm in between. I'm in between in that situation. And the reason why I'm so in between it is because on one side, I'm like, yo, that's crazy that happened. You're doing this rushing. And then another side is like, yo, like that could have went south. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
how do you, like, you know what I'm saying? You're right. When things are flying and it's not a drill, there's nothing you can actually prepare for. And mentally, like how do you, like, I don't know, like how, I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about it, to be completely honest with you, because I went back and forth, and I got some audio of when we were over there when it was actually happening.
hmm,
And it's crazy. And I sat back and I closed my eyes and I remember actually being there, going through it, what I was thinking, what I was feeling. And like I said, it's one of those situations where you're like, nothing happened to you, so there's no reason why you should be tripping on it. But then there's another side of you, like that was a real deal. Like, once again, anything could have happened. So I don't know.
right, man. So man, as you're talking, man, I'm kind of thinking like, man, I'm kids. People go through certain things, and it's either gonna like hold them back or like really spring them like forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think, man, this experience kind of leading towards, kind of leaving for what was it, 9 months, a year,
Oh, it was almost a year. Like I said,
about a year?
yeah, about a year. Because actually, I actually left for training last year of January the 22nd, and I didn't touch back down home until like December the 17th. I didn't get back into the United States until like the 1st of December.
Right. Wow. So how do you think, man, that this kind of like affected you to really like spring forward with certain goals and things like that, man?
It was almost like a situation where, for lack of better terms, it's like being taken from one environment and put to another. And what happens is now you're out of your norm. So everything you wanted to do, you can't do it. So all of a sudden you want to do it. You want to do it more than the other because you can't do it in that moment. But then what happened once I got back, it's kind of like, now that you're back in the element, you have to kind of relearn things, get back in the habit of things, and putting one foot in front of the other. But I mean, as far as answer your question, I mean, it's up to the individual, honestly, because some people could have taken it like, you know what, maybe I really went into it like I said I was, and now this is showing me because I'm fine not doing it. Or vice versa, is okay, I'm stepping back, I'm looking at where I was doing things wrong, and it's time for me to get back, saying, into that. And this is what I want to do differently than I do now.
Right. So you want to elaborate on that, or we gonna say that for later for the people?
Oh man, we can go either way with it. Mostly, like, for me, I had to take a break and get myself together and find that love again. But most definitely, I came back. I was ready to go. I've done a few podcasts and shows in between, just prepping myself with, what I'm saying, the homeroom with Smooth, my guy. Just did that not so long ago, and then Triggered with Sanjay, where we talked about, the situations between, what I'm saying, the Me Too movement and the perspective of that. I've just been getting my foot back in the door with this because, as we all know, I like talking. I like being controversial sometimes. But
Right.
I wanted to step back because I got challenged. I got to step back and actually be who I really am in podcasts, that I am in real life as well, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Because
No, that
sometimes,
makes total sense, bro.
yeah, because sometimes we do things because we want it to be a hot take, or we want it, to get some traction, and we know that being controversial will get you that. But then again, sometimes, are you really are you really preaching what you're saying, or are you, say, consistent online and offline? And sometimes I have been guilty of, like, just getting a reaction out of people because I know that's how it works. Because I don't know, like, it's being in certain situations, you don't get as much traction or what you believe people see because people are
Right.
watching. people are watching and people like say real, you know what I'm saying, may not be getting in contact with you and saying their voicing their opinions on it, but they are.
Right. Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that, about how you package yourself, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying, for people. And it kind of hurts the creativity, man, as well. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh
But
man,
man,
you ain't
yeah,
lying.
but man, you was talking about being your authentic self and all that stuff, man. And I know we talked about your family and stuff a little bit, man. You want to talk about that transition? I think we was hitting on that, and not most people know when you come back over here as far as the transition with the kids. You've been away from the kids from a year, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you want to hit
crazy.
on that a little bit? Because
Oh, no
I
problem.
don't hear that at all. But we
Bro,
talked about it.
okay, so I'm gonna start off with the premise of I remember Fred deployed. He deployed a while back, so I want to say he deployed around about maybe 2011 ish, 2012 ish, somewhere around about the range. I remember a while ago when me and him got super close, and I remember him saying a status on Facebook, and he was like, it was like, sometimes I wish I was back deployed because life is so much easier on deployment." And I was like, man, and at that time I was like, I know. And he was like, well, how do you know? Because you've never been deployed. And I'm like, ooh. I was like, okay. I could imagine it. So now, being that I'm in those shoes, feel those shoes and been there, it's a lot, it's a lot weirder than you like to perceive, because what's to happen is you've been taken out of your norm and now you have to make another norm. So pretty much I've been taken out of being in my rotation of work and with my children and doing this and building relationships and friendships. And now I've been taken away from that. So now I'm put with guys that I have to reforge a friendship with now, because we live together. There's no way of getting away from it. But now you have to forge this friendship with them. And we had a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, guys crossovers that weren't initially with us. So now not only are we forging this friendship, now I got to be able to trust you and know that you're going to do your job, which I said all those guys were amazing and we did our job, and that's why we came home. But the transition is really weird as far as like I had to get back used to driving.
Mm,
Something you do every day is something I had to get back used to, because prior to that, we know the military ain't shy about making you walk everywhere. And like I said, and when I did drive, it wasn't a regular vehicle. It was, what I'm saying, a standard military vehicle. And I'm not just talking about maybe a Humvee. I'm talking about, what I'm saying, what a Buffalo is, or what I'm saying, some type of I can't think of the name of
the
those
Husky.
vehicles. No, not a Husky, but it's like a RGs, riding RGs.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah,
things big
yeah,
too.
yeah, and exactly, getting used to driving those. So now I'm back to driving the car and I'm back on the ground, and you know what I'm saying? The things of like, I think what the reason why a lot of soldiers have an issue with the transition is because there it's a lot easier. You know what you're gonna do from day to day. Breakfast at this time, you don't eat this time, you can go to the gym. There's certain activities, you can go to the MWR, play games, food, socialize. It's those are things are a lot, it's a lot more structured. And then here it's chaotic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like things are everywhere. And the hardest part is reconnecting with my children, because I've been gone for a year. So pretty much the things I remember about them prior to leaving, they're different now. So they're a lot older now. They're experiencing things at school now, and they're seeing life in a different angle now. And I'm having to relearn that and earn the trust back, because with kids it's a scary feeling, because they don't understand that you're doing this for them or they can benefit from them. Only thing they know is you're not there anymore, and the things that are important to them is they feel like you don't understand, because you can only call and talk so much. You can video chat and you can only be as close as to say physically being there. And we had to this been an obstacle within itself.
Right. Dang, man. That was good, man. Hopefully some people understand now. But man, as you was talking about structure, I'm thinking, man, why is it so chaotic here? And how can we bring structure, you know what I'm saying, to this day-to-day life as, a civilian versus the soldier, um, lifestyle.
It's about and I hate to use the term, but it's about just discipline and understanding, like, and I mean, people ask me all the time about the military and what I learned from it and what I get from it. And the biggest thing I got from the military, and I'm so thankful, is literally embracing doing something, even if I don't really want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Just go ahead and do it and be done with it. Like, go ahead and, so just go ahead and do it. And I think that's the problem is here is kind of like the civilian life is almost, it's free reign. You get to do whatever you want to do. And that could be good and bad, depending on the individual. If the individual just lacks accountability, responsibility, and drive, then even if you put them in a situation that's structured, they're not going to flourish in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if you look at it, you still have people that are in the service and they're given structure and they still buck against that and it don't work for them. So I think it all comes down to the individual. And I think they have to be honest about who you are and where you are in that time. So if you know for a fact you're not okay, we'll use the term of exercise because I like to work out. If you know for a fact that working out is not something you really enjoy and know how to do, you're going to have to place it as a priority and put it in the where you can do it. Most people I've learned that don't like working out or don't understand it, they tend to put it in the back. And one of my things I did when I first started working out was I didn't enjoy training legs. So I would only go at the time three times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I enjoy chest and enjoy back. So those days I'm in there hitting hard. And I put legs on Friday because at that time I was partying a lot. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do and living a healthy lifestyle. But I knew for a fact on Friday, realistically, I wasn't gonna train legs like I was supposed to because for one, I didn't like to do it. I didn't want to do it. It ain't what I liked. I just didn't want to do it. So I put obstacles in the way so I couldn't do it. So that gave me an excuse.
Right. I got you, man. Structure. So, man, I think lastly, man, because we want this to kind of be kind of quick, man, to just like, what's next, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next? With Ugly Reggie, you know what I'm saying? Hustle of handouts. What's next?
Well, the next step is to continue to brand and move in a progressive path, meaning to get out content regularly and good content. I mean, good, you know what I'm saying, that are feasible for people and not just putting things out because I'm feeling pressure to put out or that's what I feel like I should do, or like I said, staying committed to this. Like it would have been super easy to cancel on this, but I'm glad I came to do this. As far as the brand hustle I handle, I got some ideas with that. Just waiting on a few things to get in order before I can really move and brand the way I want to, the correct way. Um, Continue to promote wellness within my community and accountability and vulnerability.
Mm.
And what's crazy is to continue to knock out goals because this was a goal that I wrote down. And it's so crazy now that you say that. What's going forward is that whole writing your goals down is a real thing. It's kind of crazy. You got me thinking about it. That's crazy. It's actually a real thing. And a few
Yeah,
things that I've
man.
actually wrote, I'm actually on the path of doing it and didn't realize it.
That's it, man. That's it.
And I wrote this stuff down in like April or May. And
Mm.
for some reason, I was in my notes for scheduling me a VA appointment. And I saw the list and I was like, wow, I'm on the verge of this.
All right. What's that quote, man, about writing a vision down and making it, and that's how you make it plain. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You
man.
have to do that first, and that's actually in the Bible or whatnot. I'm gonna throw that out there. But
Yeah.
it's crazy, the wisdom in that. So and like you said, man, it's crazy. Like, here's a goal that you're finishing right now.
Mm.
Like, you basically just finished it. It's
Yeah.
done. That is
It's
check.
it's crazy. And I think it go back to what Lindsey said, bro, that little test we had on the phone about being intentional about the language. The language is very important, man. You have to you have to know what you want and be very particular about the language you say you want. People say, well, I want to be a successful, what you call a YouTuber. Okay. Well, okay, what about it? What are your niche? What is exactly do you want to be? Do you want to be a professional influencer that talks about current events, or you want to be a makeup artist, or you want to be a fitness enthusiasm, or you a nutrient, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be very intentional about the what do you want to do.
Man, that was a good ending, man. I think, man, let me see. I know this your joint, man, but for people that end up watching it and your name ain't tagged some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's on your website? How can people, reach out to you to connect or to get on the podcast? You know what I'm saying? All that.
I mean, hit me up on Instagram at the Ugly Reggie Network. So you can even find me on Facebook at Reggie Robinson. And just reach out to me. I'm like I said, I do a lot of work with people around me. Like, so it's not one of the situations where I feel like I'm too good or I feel like someone's out of reach. Like, I literally try to connect on each level with everyone. And I'm more willing to work with anybody to move forward, especially if you're literally trying to be progressive and move forward. And why not? Because like I said, most people tend to forget. I've been doing this since 2017.
Woo.
Yeah. And most people with podcasting don't stay consistent.
Right. And we're going to put them on game. What is it? 6 or 7 episodes. If you pass that, then
you're a podcaster.
You're a podcaster.
Stay consistent. Let's get busy. Quit being afraid, man. That's why I tell people to read the book of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. That people need to read that, man. I reread that every few years, man, to get back grounded.
All right, now I'm gonna have to check it out, man. What's the name of it again, and where can we find that?
You can find it pretty much in all, like, Barnes & Noble, the audio app, iTunes. So if you got an iPhone, you can look through your books, but it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. And like I said, contrary to the title, see, most people hear the title and they think, oh yeah, I need this book because I want to learn how to not give a F or not care about things. And in reality, the book is not about not caring. It's about finding things to care about. It's literally about finding things to care about and being completely honest with yourself about things and accountability.
Right. Hey, man, that's going to have to be another episode. Let's talk about that book, man.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
So next time, I'm going to have to read it and we're going to have to go ahead and, chop it up, bro.
I'm telling you, people, it was a great book, man. It really was. It put things in perspective, man. It seriously did. Like, and not to give too much of the book away, but the part in the book what I really enjoyed was when he was talking about his girlfriend and how, pain or going through pain is pretty much like he said he felt like an ice pick was stuck through his heart. And the way the mind registered things, like, it felt so real that someone literally might as well stuck him in the heart with the ice pick. But the thing about it was he talked about how his girlfriend left him and pretty much started seeing her professor, and how in the beginning he blamed her. And then in retrospect, once he stepped away from it, he admitted, he was like, she was wrong for cheating on me with him. But at the same time, I wasn't a good boyfriend. I wasn't a good boyfriend. I just wasn't a good person for it. So I'm not justifying her actions, but I didn't do all I could do to make this situation